Hello, I'm Brent Shiratori, and this is Aidia Marketing. So you've done a SWOT analysis. You've got your 4 neat quadrants filled with bullet points: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. The team is proud of all the work they've done. It looks great in your presentation deck. The boss is happy we now have our strategy. But what happens next? Well, usually the deck gets filed away and nothing actionable really comes out of it. So how do you actually turn those insights into real strategies that will move your business forward? In this video, I'll walk you through 2 powerful alternatives to the traditional SWOT that will actually force you to create actionable plans, not just a pretty PowerPoint slide. These methods have helped my clients uncover strategies they never would have found with a standard SWOT. And the best part, they're actually fun to do with your team. Here's the problem with the traditional SWOT analysis. A traditional SWOT is great at surfacing what you already know, but it doesn't force you to connect the dots. Most teams create their 4 lists, pat themselves on the back, and then nothing happens. The analysis sits in a desktop folder somewhere while everyone gets back to business as usual. I guess until the next time they have to do annual planning. Why? Because traditional SWOT treats each category like they exist in isolation. Your strengths are over here, your threats are over there. And there's no clear path connecting them to actual decisions. It's like having all the ingredients for a meal, but no recipe. The 2 methods I'm about to show you solve this problem by forcing connections between categories and turning insights into specific tactics. You ready? All right, let's start with what I call the SWOT Squared method. SWOT Squared takes your basic SWOT and adds a crucial second step. Instead of leaving your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats in separate corners, you combine them to create specific strategic actions. Think of it like chemistry. When you mix 2 elements, you get something completely new. Here's how to run this exercise. First, complete your regular SWOT analysis with your team. Nothing fancy here, just get everything on the table. Step 2, write each strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat on its own piece of paper, 1 item per sheet. This is important because we're going to mix and match them. Put each category into separate boxes. Label them clearly so there's no confusion. Step 3, draw 4 boxes on a whiteboard representing these combinations: strength plus opportunity, weakness plus opportunity, strength plus threat. Well, it's hard to say. Strength plus threat, weakness plus threat. Step 4, divide your team into 4 groups. Each group takes 1 combination. So team 1 handles strength plus opportunity, team 2 gets weakness plus opportunity, and so on. Now here's where it gets interesting. In step 5, you're going to have each person pick 1 paper from each of their assigned boxes. So if you're the strength opportunity team, you grab 1 strength and 1 opportunity at random. Give everyone 10 minutes to brainstorm tactics that specifically use those 2 factors together. For example, if someone pulls strong customer service team as a strength and growing demand for chat support as an opportunity, they might propose, something like launching a premium 24/7 chat service that competitors can't match. Step 6, after brainstorming, each person picks their top 3 ideas and presents them to the full group. This usually takes about 30 seconds per idea, so keep it moving. Finally, step 7, and this is crucial, discuss which tactics are both feasible and have high impact. You'll be amazed at the creative combinations people discover when they're forced to connect dots that seem unrelated. Why does SWOT Squared work so well? Well, I think it comes down to about 3 reasons. First, the random pairing breaks people out of their usual thinking patterns. You can't fall back on obvious connections when chance is driving the combinations. Second, it turns analysis into action. You're not just identifying strengths and opportunities, you're actively designing ways to use strengths to capture opportunities or minimize weaknesses that expose you to threats. Third, it gets everyone involved. Instead of 1 person presenting while others check their phones, every single team member is creating and defending real strategies. That buy-in is gold when it comes time to actually implementing these ideas. Now let's flip the whole thing on its head with a reverse SWOT. Instead of starting with your own company, you start with your competitors. This method reveals opportunities and threats you never see looking only at yourself. Step 1. Identify 2 direct competitors and 1 substitute. So a substitute isn't in your product category, but solves the same customer problem differently. So let's say you sell video games. A substitute might be paintball or escape rooms. They're competing for the same entertainment dollars and time. Step 2. For each competitor and substitute, list 3 to 5 of their biggest strengths and 3 to 5 clear weaknesses. So be honest here. If a competitor is killing it in an area, acknowledge it. This isn't time for wishful thinking. Now here's the reverse part. Step 3. For each competitor's strength, identify how it threatens your business. If their strength is fast shipping and yours is quality, how does their speed undermine your value proposition? Write these threats down. Step 4, look at each competitor weakness and find your opportunity. If they have terrible customer service, how can you exploit that gap? Maybe you create a campaign highlighting your support team. Maybe you poach their frustrated customers with targeted offers. Step 5, select your top 3 opportunities based on 2 criteria: how easy they are to implement and how much impact they'll have. Develop specific plans for each one, not vague ideas like improve marketing, but concrete steps like launch a comparison campaign highlighting our response times versus competitor A. Do the same for your top 3 threats. Create action plans that either neutralize their advantages or change the game entirely. If you can't match their speed, maybe you make speed irrelevant by focusing on customization. Reverse SWOT works because it forces you to see the market through your customers' eyes. They're not just evaluating you in isolation, they're comparing you to alternatives, including ones you might not consider direct competition. It also reveals defensive moves you need to make right now. When you map out how competitor strengths threaten you, you often discover vulnerabilities you've been ignoring. And it's better to find them yourself than let the market teach you the hard way. Plus, I don't know, there's something energizing about turning competitor weaknesses into your opportunities. It transforms competitive analysis from a depressing exercise in counting all of their advantages over you into an exciting treasure hunt for gaps you can exploit. Look, I know these methods take a little bit more time than a traditional SWOT, but they deliver something infinitely more valuable. Actual strategies you can implement tomorrow, not someday strategies, tomorrow strategies. Try one of these approaches at your next strategy session and watch how it changes the conversation. Your team will be more engaged, your insights will be sharper, and most importantly, you'll walk away with a real action plan. If you found this helpful, check out my other videos and hit subscribe so you don't miss my latest videos. Remember, you don't need to buy more ads when you have better ideas.